right, can everybody hear me? Turn this a little bit so I can look at my presentation. But thank you guys so much for having me here tonight. It's a pleasure to be here. Again, my name is Josh Taylor. I'm the Executive Director of the Alleghany Highlands Chamber of Commerce and Tourism. This is the 6th month I've been in this role, but I've been an employee at the Chamber of Commerce since 2017, about this time. I did take a brief year where I left and went to North Carolina for a really rewarding position with the Ronald McDonald House in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. I was their Director of Marketing and Communications. That was a great role, and I really enjoyed that work, but I quickly found out how much I missed my small town community, my mountains, and really all the aspects of what I'll be talking about today that makes this a wonderful place to live, work, and play. But I'm very excited to be here. It is my dream to be in this role, and I'm very much excited about the work ahead. So my presentation this evening will have about 3 parts. The first part, we'll talk about our chamber, our small business initiatives, nonprofits, things like that. The second part will focus on tourism and how we promote the area through a tourism perspective, some of the different areas in which we promote. And then the third part, I'll tie it all together and how that's translated into the town of Clifton Forge. All right, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. I'll just say slide. All right, so who we are. We are the Alleghany Highlands Chamber of Commerce and Tourism. You don't see too many chambers and tourism, so we are both the Chamber of Commerce and the Tourism DMO for the Alleghany Highlands. DMO stands for Destination Marketing Organization, so we're doing all that tourism promotion. Kind of a little bit of our mission statements there, where the Alleghany Highlands offers an extraordinary quality of life for its residents, an exceptional range of opportunities for visitors. The Alleghany Highlands Chamber of Commerce and Tourism strives to enhance both of those by fostering a healthy business environment and promoting economic growth. We always like to say we are the voice, the unifying voice for businesses in Clifton Forge, Covington, Selma, Iron Gate, Lowmore, and other parts of Alleghany County, and as well as neighboring communities that do business in the Alleghany Highlands. We can go to the next slide. So I just want to really kind of talk about real quick just my staff. We've got our board up there. Most of our staff is brand new, but very excited about who we have. I'll just kind of go through it. Our office manager is Pam Warren. Many of you probably had known her as our office manager years ago. She had retired, and God bless her that she came back and has stepped back into that role for us, because if she hadn't, I'd have even less hair on the top of my head. We have our marketing and membership coordinator is Lacey Meyer. She's incredible. She is so good and creative. Such a good personality too, to really interact with our business community. This may be the first time that we've had a role that is really outside of the marketing tailored to membership and being that in-between between our members and our nonprofits and our staff. She's really always there as a constant line of communication, can really be there as an extra layer of support for our businesses. So we're really excited about that. We have our events and special projects coordinator, Michaela Nobles, which by the way, both of those two are from Clifton Forge residents as well. So Michaela handles all the events that the chamber handles, our 3 major outdoor events and then all the chamber related events, as well as I made sure to throw special projects on there so I could just give her a bunch of random stuff as well at the same time. But both of those brand new. Lacey started in June. Michaela was an intern that we promoted as of July 1. So both very new, but already showing great strides and just doing a really great job for us. We're both really excited about that. And then 2 part-time customer service employees. Pam Myers has been with us on a part-time basis for several years. And then our last one, Jessica Kennard, actually started day before yesterday. So just to give you a background on how new everyone is. But we've got a lot of great energy, a lot of great synergy going on in the community, and I'm very excited about our staff. If you look at our board, great representation of the area's industry as well as the localities that we have in our community. But just wanted to throw that up there. All right, so I'll just kind of go into some initiatives. Most are chamber, but recently the Alleghany Highlands Visitor Center, which is where the Chamber of Commerce is located, became a certified tourist information center. This is actually a really exciting thing because it provides a number of beneficial services. You get a prominent listing as a primary visitor center on Virginia.org, and Virginia Tourism shares these stats with us. That's a very highly visited website. They're showing that a lot of people are planning their routes around those listings, and we now pop up on that. So just driving additional people in our community that may not have stopped otherwise. We're in the annual travel guide. That's a huge publication. We get a free brochure. We're putting our brochures in all 12 Virginia Welcome Centers, but now we get a perk of a free distribution of one of those brochures. You get tons of customer service support and a number of other benefits, but it's a really exciting thing to have this designation for our visitor center. Membership, just to talk a little bit about chamber membership, one of my goals is to really build additional value into that. One of the things that we do that is huge, I put as number one, is new business contacts. We're doing a ton of referrals. People are continually calling our office and saying, hey, who's a good plumber you can recommend? Who's a good insurance agent you can recommend? Kind of things like that. So it's really good to have, be a part of the chamber. We do a ton of referrals. Networking opportunities, we're really elevating that. We're wanting to put a ton of business after hours in there. We have 3 scheduled just from July on. The goal is to get the popularity up of those so much so that we're having those every month. We're really just providing opportunities to get the business community together, to network, share ideas, and eventually help elevate their business. We do a ton of small business assistance. In the last 6 months, I've worked with several small businesses and nonprofits on grants, just doing research for them. Just basically let me know what you're looking for, and I'll do the grant research for you, and then we sit down and talk about it. We apply for a ton of grants as it is, so we have good experience in grant writing, so we can be a resource in that way. And then, as always, we're an advocate for business in the community. That's a big part of what we do. Professional development and leadership training. We recently held a marketing workshop that basically we had to cut it off because we ran out of room in the venue. We had so many people interested in that. It went great. We got a ton of great feedback. We'll be at the community college next month. I believe the date's October 10th off the top of my head for a QuickBooks workshop that can really help out businesses who are really trying to fine-tune their QuickBooks skills, which is super important. And the goal is in 2025 to have something of this nature every other month, so a minimum of 6 times in 2025. So we're really picking that up. And then obviously the publicity and visibility. My background is in marketing and communication, so that's something that we really pride ourselves in. Lacey's is great at marketing as well, so we're really not missing a beat. But we do a ton of marketing promotion. We really turn the chamber page into an asset for our small businesses and chamber members. And we're excited to help our business community grow their business. Go to the next slide. The work remotely, live uniquely. If you've seen anything we do, our tagline is uniquely Alleghany. So we tied that into our remote work program. This is a program that really came out during the COVID pandemic when there was this mass influx of remote workers. When you look at a rural area like ours, a mountainous area like ours, generally the connectivity, the broadband is terrible in most places like that. We have such an advantage that it's great here. This is a big asset. So when you talk about bringing new residents to the area, creating jobs, creating tax revenue, remote working is a huge thing because we are I think we were 95% broadband coverage, and I saw the news recently where there was funding coming out from the governor's office to make that 100% in the far western end of the county. So this is something that we have promoted about moving to the area, living here, buying a home here, investing here, but you can work anywhere. You can work in Seattle from right here in Clifton Forge, anywhere you would like, based on our incredible connectivity. These are just some of the high points of how we promote that: a healthy lifestyle, breathtaking scenery, great sense of community, and obviously the cost of living is very advantageous, especially if you're someone who is coming from Washington, D.C., you're looking for a slower pace, and you see the difference in the price of a home or something like that. So how that works, basically, we have a website, we have a promotional video that's really well done with interviews and first-hand accounts. We have print materials. Basically, you would be directed through some sort of advertising to the website, then you would submit it'd be kind of like a lead to us, and then we would then reach out to you. We would send you a mailer with all the information, and then really coordinate a visit to get you here to just try the place out, give you recommendations on restaurants and lodging, and really just tailoring that visit to be an incredible visit to hopefully turn that visitor into a future resident. We've seen a great success with this. The Alleghany Living magazine, we're actually about to refresh this, redo this. We do this about every 2 to 3 years. The last time was in 2022, so conversations are just being started about that. But this magazine serves as the relocation piece, as well as a guide for people in the community who are just wanting to know all the aspects of our community. A lot of the topics in it, there's stories and interviews on economic development, health and wellness, education, outdoor recreation, the arts, cultural heritage. So it's really this all-encompassing guide. If you live here or are thinking about relocating here, we give these out in all of our relocation packets and to anyone who is wondering about some of the programs and services that our community offers. Next slide. Don't roam, shop at home. This is something that is really heavily promoted during the holiday shopping season. I'm wanting to make this something that is obviously year-round. We obviously are promoting small shopping local all the time, but really that don't roam, shop at home, we've got a lot of promotional material around it. We're constantly pushing our local community to shop local, to shop at home. I won't go through all the words I put up there, but there's a lot of great benefits to that. Obviously, you know, you're supporting your friends, your neighbors, your family members who pour their passion into creating businesses that reflect the heart and soul of our community by shopping local. And that's something that we really plant our flag in and really enjoy promoting and doing everything we can to lift up our small business community. The Young Professionals Group, if you look up in the top right there is the logo. It's Aspire YP, and yes, I know that we spelled it wrong with an H there, but that was on purpose. I'm sure you can realize the A and the H is for Alleghany Highlands, and then that YP is for Young Professionals. I have to give credit to my first ever intern, Mackenzie Kinney, actually came up with this idea. She now works for a digital marketing agency in Roanoke, and she was a great asset to us. But the Young Professionals Group, I attended several conferences before. It used to be called the Alleghany Highlands Young Professionals Group, and if you're in marketing, that's a mouthful, and it's a lot to really get out there. So I had noticed trends where, like, Roanoke's group is called Experience YP. I've seen a lot of these catchy one-worders, but this is a great tool. We consider a young professional 21 to 40. What we do is we plan both educational and social networking events for individuals at this age. This is a really great tool for our industries in the area to attract and retain talent. So you think about like a Smurf at West Rock specifically, or an Ingevity who's bringing in engineers from outside the area, young people within that, and what is there to do here? What is going to bring me here? What's going to make me want to get an apartment here, actually take this job? I want to support a group of people around me. I want you know, a fun environment after I've worked all day, and that's really one of the major goals of this Young Professionals Group. As you can see, we've done a ton of fun things. We're trying to introduce, there's a really cool event that we have that we want to plan called So You Want to Buy a House, and it introduces all the aspects of buying a home, talks about interest rates, escrow, down payments, all the things that you may not already know as a young professional. We've had a ton of great success with this. When I first started way back in 2017, there was about 111 members on a group page, and there's now over 400 now. So we've really got an engaging group. We have a planning committee that meets every month that are of this age and that are representative of a lot of the areas in our community, all our major industries, our school system, all of that, so that we can reach all the people and really provide a fun and exciting and enjoyable environment for them in the Alleghany Highlands. And we think that that will continue to keep our young people here and can work as a tool to attract young people to the area that may not already live here. Next slide. Signage and wayfinding. I'll talk a little bit more in detail later on in this about specifically the Clifton Forge, but I'm sure many of you have seen this. These on the right here, the right side, are what we would call phase 1. Phase 2 is the kiosk that you see here. Clifton Forge is being at Town Hall. And then phase 3, I have an image later on in the presentation that will talk about those. Those are your downtown signage and your signage leading you into the community. We like to say that you're seamlessly going from website to on-site when you see this continued brand. These mountains right here, if you see our logo, which you've probably seen if we switch through, that's very much the same thing as our logo that is representative of the Alleghany Highlands region. Everything is very consistent, so if you've seen any type of advertising and you've seen our logo, when you're entering the community, you now see it, I'm in the right place. You're going, you want to go to downtown, you see directional signage, you see it again, And so it's now a very comfortable environment for the visitor. It's an exciting thing. We're so excited about this. A lot of grant funding has went into making this happen. I'll talk a little bit more about it later, but if you've ever traveled to like a Harrisonburg or even the River District in Danville or Stanton, any place like that that has these thriving downtowns, they have this signage, and we're so excited to be able to add that to the Alleghany Highlands community. Next slide, please. Just kind of go over some events. We have a ton of events. If you've followed us recently, we have a ton of events. I don't know that Michaela knew she was signing up for that many events, but I'm glad she's still here. Just kind of going through there, we have our photo contest that's coming up. There's several great photographers in the room tonight. We have the Chamber Classic Golf Tournament that is in 2 weeks, actually 1 week from Saturday. We have a newcomers event that's coming up in October that really welcomes new residents and new educators to the area. It's a great way to provide people that are new in the area a welcoming and supportive environment and make them feel very much welcome, gets them involved in the community, so we enjoy putting that on. We have a wine pairing dinner that we always do. That'll be in November. As I mentioned, some professional development workshops. Those are going to be very prevalent as we go. Familiarization tours. Those are something that don't get talked about often, but every spring we hold at least 3 familiarization tours in which we take local residents around the community, show them everything that's going on that you might not already know about, and it really kind of builds your built-in tourism ambassadors for the area. It's great if, say, it's a hotel employee, they get to, if you're a visitor coming in and you're checking in your hotel, you don't want, they ask the front desk agent, what's there to do here? And you don't want them to say, well, nothing. You want them to have a very good understanding. So we really try to reach out to those people, and so that they are now ambassadors for the region. They have this consistent knowledge of all that we have going on, and it really turns into a great thing for our community. Go to the next slide. Our outdoor event series is a really big thing for us. That includes the Agni and the Alleghany's Grand Fondo, which is a road bicycle race. There are 4 races within it. There's a 30-ish mile, 2 60-plus milers, one with the major Warm Springs mountain climb, and then a big century ride that's 103 miles, and that touches just about every pavement in Alleghany County. That event starts in downtown Covington and finishes right out back here in downtown Clifton Forge. We always have a post-race party here with live music and food and vendors. The theater is a wonderful partner for that, but that's a really great event. The Jackson River Scenic Trail Marathon is our largest event by and far. It is a Boston Marathon qualifying race, which means, and it's on the Jackson River Scenic Trail, so with the trail being completely flat and pretty much it's a smooth crushed gravel, it's very easy on the legs, there's a lot of shade from the trees, so we get a lot of people from all over the country. We've definitely, not all at one time, but we've had all 50 states here for that. And then we close our summer out with the Lake Moomaw 1-mile swim at Coles Point Beach in Lake Moomaw. We limit that to less than 100 people just for safety. That's deep water out there, people swimming a mile. But we partner with several local rescue teams to ensure people's safety there. These events bring in nearly 700 people every summer, and we're continuing to grow. I had a memory pop up on my personal Facebook from 2 or 3 years ago, and we had shared that we were excited. We had almost 400 people across our 3 events here. Last year we had almost 700, and that number will go up again this year. We're still putting together the data for 2024.